Greetings and welcome to another Pokemon 2019 or Pokemon Journeys anime episode review. This time I'm talking about episode 34, so let's get to it. Episode 34 begins by showing a still image of Ash's current team in action, with the narrator saying that Ash is currently ranked 890 in the Pokemon World Championships or World Coronation Series. The narrator goes on to say that Ash has maintained a flawless winning streak thus far. My first thought upon seeing this was, Ash is going to lose, isn't he? I already knew that this was possible going into the episode. I discussed this in my video on the preview for the episode, but I knew that he would lose for sure when I saw that the episode began by stating that Ash had a flawless win streak. This is foreshadowing at its finest. Also, it's funny that Farfetch'd is included here because it has yet to contribute to Ash's rank. The episode then cuts to the Fighting Dojo in Saffron City. Ash is here looking for his next challenge. Riolu is seen sparring with a Hitmonchan and with a Hitmonlee while Ash and one of the trainers from the dojo watch over them. The trainer mentions that Riolu's moves are sharp and Ash agrees while also saying that they are unstoppable. Well, someone is certainly confident. The trainer asks Ash if he should really be boasting so much in the Fighting Dojo and he says that their karate master is pretty strong. Ash wonders if the karate master will battle him, but the trainer says that the master is busy battling someone else but that he should be done soon because he is so strong. The battle will be over fast, yes, but not in the way the trainer expects. Ash tells Go that they should go see the battle, but Go is busy deciding if he should get a Hitmonchan or a Hitmonlee because he will receive one as a gift. This is a reference to the Generation 1 games where the player could choose to receive a Hitmonchan or a Hitmonlee after defeating the Karate Master in battle. Now, Ash did not get to choose between these two Pokemon when he was first here, so I feel that it is a bit unfair that Go gets to choose one. I always wanted Ash to get a Hitmonlee after he used one back in the episode Pasta La Vista. Go ends up asking the dojo trainer if he can choose more than one, but the trainer says that he can't. So, Go says that Ash should get one of the two while Go gets the other one, and then they can trade. I guess Go read my mind and I was totally down with Ash getting a Hitmonlee, but I knew it would not happen. And indeed it doesn't, since Ash's Rotom phone interrupts them by saying that a participant of the Pokemon World Championships or World Coronation Series is nearby. The dojo trainer immediately realizes that it must be the trainer that is currently battling the Karate Master. The episode then cuts to the opening. After the opening, Ash rushes towards the dojo, but as soon as he opens the doors, a Hitmonchan crashes into him. This Hitmonchan belongs to the Karate Master who was just defeated by Bea and her Grapplockt. The dojo trainers mentioned that the Karate Master stood no chance and that Bea is very skilled, that her Grapplockt is very powerful. Bea thanks the Karate Master for a fine battle and she prepares to leave, but her Rotom phone notifies her of a nearby championship participant, which is Ash, of course. And so, Ash takes the chance to challenge her to a battle. Bea accepts the challenge. Bea's rank is 751, which is much higher than Ash's rank. Bea requests to use the dojo's battlefield for the battle, and the Karate Master grants her request. He also proceeds to introduce himself to Ash and Go. He asks Go if he is battling as well, and Go says that he is at the dojo because he heard that he can get a Hitmonchan or a Hitmonlee. The Karate Master tells him that he can, but only if he defeats him in a battle, which shocks Go. This is also in line with the game since you only got a Hitmonlee or Hitmonchan after beating the Karate Master. It's worth noting that Raboot is shown to be eager to battle when the doors to the dojo open for the first time and during Ash's battle as well. I believe that this is the first time Raboot has been like this since episode 18. The Karate Master goes on to speak about Bea. He says that she is a gym leader from the Galar region. She is a master of Galar Karate, which is a century-old tradition, and she is an expert on fighting-type Pokemon. All of her Pokemon are also shown. He also says that she travels around the world challenging dojos so that she can continue to strengthen and refine herself as well as her Pokemon. This is certainly a good way to explain why she's here at the Fighting Dojo, and it matches Bea's character as portrayed in the games and as portrayed in Pokemon Twilight Wings. Go notes that Bea's rank is higher than Ash's, but Ash proceeds without worry, and he boldly states that he is also in Superclass and that he has yet to lose. He mentions that Riolu especially has been working very hard. The Karate Master mentions that Riolu has a strong aura indeed, and it seems to be well trained. Ash exclaims that he knew the Karate Master could tell that his Riolu is awesome, and Gold tells Ash that he should not be so cocky when he is facing someone that is ranked far above him. At this point, I was just thinking that Ash is being way too confident, way too conceited, and way too arrogant. He thinks he can beat Bea for sure just because he defeated Karina and because he has been on a flawless win streak. I knew at this point that he was sure to lose because in the past, whenever Ash was too cocky, he would lose, especially when he underestimated his opponent greatly while also overestimated himself too much. Ash goes on to say that speaking of fighting type gym leaders, he defeated Karina the other day, meaning that he has nothing to fear. Bea reacts to Karina's name, suggesting that she knows her, and when Ash asks her about it, Bea confirms that she indeed knows Karina and that she defeated Karina. Mega-Lucario is shown falling in defeat. Bea says that Karina is far too soft, which annoys Ash. I guess that no one is safe from Bea, and the fact that she beat Karina is an interesting touch that really makes her feel like an unstoppable and imposing opponent. Bea asks Ash about his reason for joining the Pokemon World Championships or World Coronation Series. Ash says that he wants to get stronger with his Pokemon and that he wants to battle Leon. Bea says that she also wants to beat Leon, that Leon is every trainer's goal. She wants to beat Leon so that she can become the undisputed strongest trainer. I actually watched Pokemon Twilight Wings in its entirety right after this episode. I had not watched it yet. One of the episodes has Bea battle Leon and she loses. She goes on a journey to train hard as a result. Reviewing this episode now after watching Twilight Wings really makes me realize how similar Bea's depiction is between both anime. Which is nice. It shows that the game characters have their set personality and traits that are showcased and developed well, regardless of where they are depicted. Though admittedly, Bea is more ruthless and fierce in the main anime than she is in Twilight Wings, where she displays her softer side. It's also worth mentioning that Bea's name is pronounced as B in Pokemon Twilight Wings, which sounded odd to me, but I figured that this was the correct pronunciation. I have been calling her Bea in videos so far because that is what sounded best to me. The games have no voice acting, so you can't tell how things are supposed to be pronounced, so I pronounced it in the way I felt was correct. It was either Bea or Bea, and I opted for the former. B might be the correct way to pronounce it though, so I guess I will switch to that for the rest of the video. But going back to the episode, Ash exclaims that he will be the one to beat Leon and he will become the strongest trainer. B says that they should battle without holding back and the battle begins. The battle is 2-on-2 as expected. B sends out Hawlucha while Ash sends out Farfetch'd. B starts by calling for Hone Claws, which powers up Hawlucha. Ash calls for Night Slash and Farfetch'd fires off the attack. However, Hawlucha manages to easily dodge the Night Slash, and it lands on Farfetch'd's leak. Hawlucha then proceeds to hit Farfetch'd with Karate Chop, which sends Farfetch'd flying and it separates it from its leak. B calls for Flying Press and Hawlucha attacks, however Ash tells Farfetch'd to get its leak back, and so Farfetch'd charges towards it, which allows it to dodge the Flying Press. Hawlucha chases after Farfetch'd, who manages to get its leak while striking a cool pose. Hawlucha closes in, but Farfetch'd uses Brutal Swing, which hits Hawlucha, and Farfetch'd then spins it around as hard as possible, which looks very impressive and very powerful. However, Hawlucha breaks free from Brutal Swing, and it uses Flying Press, which Farfetch'd is unable to dodge because it is tired out from using Brutal Swing, and so Farfetch'd is hit and knocked out by Flying Press. It lost its first battle with Ash. I did hope that Farfetch'd would win this battle, but I expected that it wouldn't, which I mentioned in my video on the preview for this episode. Farfetch'd has received very little focus since its capture. It is not an experienced, fully evolved Pokemon like Dragonite or Gengar, nor has it received the training it needs like Riolu has. And Farfetch'd's only 2 battles prior to this episode have been against Riolu, and both ended with Farfetch'd losing. So, I felt that Farfetch'd would lose since there is so much going against it, and indeed it does, unfortunately. Farfetch'd does not even get to use a new move. However, I thought that Riolu would go on to defeat Hawlucha, but this is not the case because B withdraws Hawlucha. At this point I thought, well, there is definitely no hope left. Ash is going to lose for sure, and he won't even defeat one of B's Pokemon because there is no way Riolu is beating Graploct unless it evolves, which is something I felt could happen, but watching the episode I realized that it wouldn't happen because Ash is going to lose. So, B sends out Graploct and Riolu steps up to battle. Go asks the Karate Master if Graploct was the Pokemon he was battling when the doors opened, and he reveals that both his Hitmonchan and his Hitmonlee were defeated by Graploct and neither stood a chance against it. So, Ash sends out Riolu after seeing its determination to battle. Graploct tells Riolu to bring it on by making the classic motion with its tentacles and the battle begins. Riolu fires off several vacuum waves, but Graploct uses Detect to avoid the hits. It's interesting that Graploct moves in midair like an octopus would underwater, which is a nice touch. Graploct then closes in, and it uses Close Combat, but Riolu avoids it with Double Team. Graploct counters by using Liquidation to hit all the clones as well as the real Riolu, who tries to deflect the attack but it is overwhelmed since Graploct used all of its tentacles to attack. Riolu recovers and it stares at Graploct, who just wobbles around like it's a master of the drunken fist. Ash wonders how to fight back and he decides that closing in and attacking is the best bet. And he calls for Force Palm. Riolu charges force, but the Karate Master screams that they should not fight up close. And indeed, Graploct tries to grab Riolu as soon as it closes in, but Riolu is able to dodge its tentacles. Riolu backs away and Ash wonders again what to do. He finally gets an idea. He calls for Force Palm. He tells Riolu to hit the ground, and the ground shatters from all of the hits. The resultant debris falls on Graploct, who proceeds to smack it all away with its tentacles. Ash calls for another Force Palm with the intent to strike, while Graploct is distracted. However, Graploct is still able to catch Riolu in midair with the tentacle it wraps around his hip. B then calls for Octolock and Graploct traps Riolu with its tentacles. Fun fact, B's Graploct in the anime has the same moveset as B's Graploct in the games, but only when you fight her at the champion tournament. Go is shocked that Ash's usual craziness did not work. Riolu struggles to break free, but it can't. Ash calls for Vacuum Wave, but Riolu can't use it. B says your technique has too many wasted movements, which frustrates Ash. Ash then tells Riolu to kick the floor, which allows Riolu to launch itself upwards alongside Graploct. Riolu then turns in midair so that Graploct is the one to hit the floor when they fall, which ends up hurting Graploct, and Riolu manages to escape as a result. Riolu is clearly exhausted, but it stands strong. B calls for Liquidation, and can I just say that I love how B commands her Pokemon by doing martial arts stances and motions. I could have mentioned this at any point, but I ended up mentioning it now. So, Graploct readies its Liquidation and Ash calls for Reversal, hoping to use all the damage Riolu has taken to deliver the final strike. Both Pokemon clash, but neither is actually hit. However, Riolu does fall to its knees. Graploct rushes Riolu by crawling on the ground like a horror game monster, and B calls for Octolock once more. Graploct traps Riolu once again, but this time Riolu is completely restrained, and it can't escape like it did before. B tells Ash to surrender, otherwise she will have to finish the battle. Ash refuses to give up, saying that they escaped before, and he tells Riolu to hang in there. B says that Ash leaves her no choice, and she calls for Liquidation. Talk about no mercy. Graploct places its tentacle right next to Riolu, and it fires off the Liquidation from point-blank range, for a devastating and brutal attack that defeats Riolu. And so, Ash loses the battle. He rushes to Riolu's side and he is clearly frustrated with his loss. Go says that B won with ease, that Ash was unable to do anything even with his usual craziness. The Karate Master adds that Hawlucha and Graploct ended up practically unharmed. Ash admits that he was completely defeated and his rank goes down to 930. B thanks the Karate Master for allowing them to use the dojo for the battle and she leaves. walking past Ash without even saying anything to him. B really is merciless. The karate master then tells Go that it's his turn to battle, which shocks Go, but Reboot is clearly ready to battle. However, the battle is not shown as the episode cuts to the Pokemon Center where Ash takes his Pokemon. Go is revealed to have won the battle though, and he is shown with his Hitmonchan. I understand why they did not show the battle, but I honestly can't believe that Go won considering his experience with battling, and considering that the Karate Master is supposed to be pretty strong. Also, Hitmonchan, really? Team Hitmonlee for life, bro. So, Ash sends out Riolu and Farfetch'd, and he apologizes for ruining their perfect win streak. He says that he has never experienced a battle like that, but that it won't happen again, and he will get his revenge on B sooner or later. It will be sooner rather than later, though, since episode 39 is currently known as Ash vs. B, so we will only have to wait 5 episodes for the rematch. But that's the episode. Overall, this was an unusual episode because usually Pokemon battles make me feel excitement, hype, and joy. It's a blast to watch them, and I often feel like Ash. I get fired up watching the battles because they are very cool and very epic. But this battle felt different. Ash himself said that he has never experienced a battle like this before. Ash's battle against B was oppressive and restrictive. It lacked the usual fun that Pokemon battles usually have, and instead it felt like an intense game of chess. I did not feel joy or excitement as I watched this battle. Instead, I felt anxious, and it felt like I held my breath the entire time. I watched in anguish as the battle progressed, hoping that Ash could somehow turn her around, or that Riolu could evolve to fight back. But none of this happened. Ash was just ruthlessly defeated. Now, to be fair, if Ash had used Dragonite and Gengar instead, this would have been a very different battle. I am sure we can all agree on that. But instead, he decided to use Riolu and Farfetch'd, which is part of the reason why he lost. Riolu and Farfetch'd are sure to grow from this experience, and they deserve the chance to battle more, which is why Ash ended up using them. It can't be all about Pikachu, Dragonite, and Gengar. I do wonder though what will happen in the rematch. I think that Ash will win because he almost always wins his rematches, and it would be too much for him to lose twice to the same opponent in the span of 6 episodes. However, none of the episodes after 34 and before 39 suggest that Ash will train hard with Riolu and Farfetch'd, and Ash tends to use the same team he lost with for the rematch. So I wonder how he will manage to strengthen his Pokemon before the rematch. Maybe train in between episodes? Or will Ash use different Pokemon for the rematch? There is also the matter of evolution. Riolu did not evolve, and neither did Farfetch'd, so will one of them evolve during the rematch? It's definitely possible. There is a lot of hype going into this rematch, and thankfully we won't have to wait long to see it. But that's the video. As always, leave your own thoughts down in the comments below. I hope you enjoyed the video. If you did and would like to see more like it, then please consider subscribing to my channel. I love Pokemon and I love making videos on both the anime and the games. Also, please consider clicking the links on screen so that you can check out more videos like this right away. Thank you very much for watching, and let's meet again in the next video.